drivers, start your engines!
Good evening, everybody. Welcome back once again to TDR Veterans and First Responders. I'm Andy Shaner here at Las Vegas. We've got two awesome people up in the booth going to give you that racing action tonight. We've got Tommy Upside Down Hebert and Jay Downham. Gentlemen, good evening.
Thank you for having us, Andy.
Yeah, good evening. How are you?
Fantastic. Looking forward to some awesome racing action here in Las Vegas tonight. I'm going to let you guys call the action tonight. I feel a little bit under the weather. I'm afraid I'm not going to be able to bring the enthusiasm that these guys need. We've seen some awesome racing these last couple weeks. Devin Zimmerman last week wins basically out of sheer luck, but posts up another victory, extends his point streak. What are you guys looking for in Vegas as these guys roll the dice?
I expect Devin to definitely bring the heat again out here. Seems to be quick. He seems to find his way to the front. We found that out in Pocono last week. And Joseph Causey was very quick last week. Let's see if he can bring that tonight as well. Maybe we'll have another exciting finish. Lonnie's atop the leaderboard, and, this might be his night too, so it'd be nice to see Lonnie mix it up with the guys. Ethan Thompson, he's been quick the last few weeks. Sean Warb's been up. So, the guys that you see on the leaderboard right now, they've been up there. So it's going to be a very exciting race. So you're able to get 2-3 wide through here, and they can get a long run. So I think it's going to definitely be an exciting finish. I wouldn't put it past, and I'd almost gamble to say that we're going to see another green-white checker win.
I think the odds in your favor if you're placing bets on a green-white checker. Everyone out there knows I'm a fan of the underdog. Lonnie Mixon brings a lot of speed week over week. We don't really see him in the top 5 at the end of a lot of these races, but up there, number 1 in practice, I think he's going to be my favorite to win. I'm also rooting for Mike Smith. Mike Smith is someone who shows a lot of speed, but he's a little out of practice. He's been going through a move in his personal life, hasn't been on track lately. It's great to see him back, and he's going to be one of the cars I'm watching out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Love to see Mike Smith back, right? He was pretty dominant when these guys raced the trucks. He's back tonight, first race in these Cup cars. It's going to be really interesting to see if he has that kind of, what are you going to call it? It's not ring rust, but what? Pedal rust, right? Has he had time on the track? Has he had the seat time recently to be able to be as fast as he was? It's going to be interesting to see for sure.
Absolutely.
Oh, definitely, yeah. It's going to be very exciting all the way through. Like I said, it's they can get strung out here, but they can get back together really quick too. So Las Vegas isn't one that you're going to put all eggs in one basket. You're going to kind of spread it out a little bit. Andrew Bisnet's been very quick the last few weeks. He got into that. In fact, he was the one that I think was Zimmerman's good luck charm, because after they got together, that kind of bunched the field up, and that brought Zimmerman up front to get the win last week. So, Bisnet's up there. He's in the top 10. But I think we're going to have a really good night of racing here. It's going to be tight. It's just over 1.5 miles, I believe, here. High banking, high speed, pretty much flat out all the way around if you can hold it just right. So, anything else you guys got for tonight? Maybe bringing us in?
Well, I know we do have to pay some bills before we really get into the action tonight, as we got about 5 minutes left here in practice.
Yeah, let's go ahead and get our bills paid there, Tommy. Always have to get that done, right? We're going to start off with our Victory Lane sponsor. Who's going to visit our sunny South Raceway Victory Lane tonight, Tommy?
Yeah, Sunny South Raceway out of Grand Bay, Alabama. If you notice Lonnie Mixon up there at the top of the leaderboard during practice, he's actually the track manager for this track. They have come together to help sponsor Victory Lane, which is a really clever marketing scheme because no matter where these guys race, they're always going to end up in the Sunny South Raceway Victory Lane.
Yeah, awesome. It's really cool. It's kind of weird to be like, hey, a different raceway is sponsoring the Victory Lane, but Sunny South Raceway is that Victory Lane sponsor, and we thank them for being on board. Next,
I think it's clever.
Next, we've got B&B Wraps.
Yeah, B&B Wraps. So he will be providing the trophy boards for this season as he has for previous seasons, which is basically a vinyl wrap over a piece of plywood these guys get to hang on their wall. More of a decorative piece than just a traditional boring old trophy. Does a really good job. I know Andy and I with Back Charities have used him to get some vinyls for some cars that we've sponsored out there in the world. Really good pricing, really good service from coffee cups to semi trucks. If you need a wrap, B&B Wraps can do it.
The next one really needs no introduction, especially to the TDR family, as he has done so much. But we've got McConey Setup Shop.
Yep, can't say enough good things about Jeff and his team. You and I both know Jeff personally takes a lot of interest in the charitable events we do, and of course he's on board with this Veterans League, paying some respect and honor to the guys that fought for our freedom, and now adding first responders this season to some of those guys that help protect us here at home. So big shout out to Jeff McConey and his McConey Setups. I've been racing them in the TDR IROC, and they have been dialed in every single time.
Last but not least, we do have our title sponsor, Total Business Solutions.
Yeah, another name that a lot of the TDR guys will recognize, Sean Risley out there, TotalBusinessSolutionsNE.com. They make it easy, offering payroll management, employee benefits, time and attendance, insurance, and merchant services. They have business services to help you focus on your growth.
Awesome. And while we've got a few minutes, we still got almost 3 minutes left in practice here. Got a few things going on in TDR right now, right? You go over to the TDR shop. We've got our holiday sale is up. Forget about waiting for Black Friday. You can get your specials now. There's an awesome holiday pack. It includes a hoodie, a t-shirt, a coffee cup, an ornament. Really great pricing on everything. So head on over to tylerdracing.com/shop and get your gear today.
Yeah, there is a ton of good stuff on there. I know I've got a couple t-shirts in my household. You got the keychains, which I sport on my keys. I know a lot of members have taken advantage of some of these things already and have been posting pictures when they receive them. And I tell you, this gear looks as good in real life as it does on the website.
Yeah, absolutely. It's coming out real nice. It washes well. The t-shirts are that lightweight, moisture-wicking t-shirts. Really comfortable. The hoodies are warm and comfortable. So get on there and grab something for yourself.
Just like a lot of the drivers out here on the racetrack, these items are also made in America.
Absolutely. They're made in Indiana. How's that sound?
Right in the heart of it.
That's right. The other thing we got going on, we still got a minute and a half left in practice. Lonnie Mix is still up on the top of the board. We've got a special event coming up December 5th. Tommy, what can you tell us about it?
Yeah, so December 5th, we've partnered with Dayton. Is it Dayton First Children's Hospital or just Dayton Children's Hospital? Remind me of the title.
It is Dayton Children's Hospital.
Dayton Children's Hospital. So we've partnered with them for a teddy bear drive. So basically $5 will get you a teddy bear that we can donate to a child at this hospital. As of last count, we are roughly at 65 teddy bears.
We are more than that.
Are we over 65? That was my last count. I've been busy.
I believe we are at. Well, maybe you might be close to right. You're gonna make me math now. It's a problem.
Well, there's no need to math now because there's a lot of time left to get your donations in and buy some teddy bears for these kids over at Dayton.
Oh, absolutely. We want to send 1,000 teddy bears.
We want to overwhelm them.
That's right. So what was your number you thought? 65?
I think we're at about 65 bears as of my last count, which was a couple days ago.
Yes, you're very close. It is 69.
69 bears.
69 bears, and we just announced it. Just kicked this off yesterday.
And we are taking donations up to and through that event. So all the way through December 5th, if you want to buy some children some teddy bears, get your money in. $5 a bear. We've actually had Mitch Eiding has issued a challenge. He's matched a pair of $100 donations we had, and he's issued a challenge to all other TDR members to donate $100 to this fundraiser.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. The Shaner household, my household, has also contributed that. We kicked it off with $100 out of our house from our family, and Mitch came along and matched that. So there's a challenge out there. Get your donations in. It doesn't have to be $100. It could be one bear at $5. When we
Well,
run this event, anyone who donates will be entered in to the drawing, just like any other events we have ran in the past. We'll have a bunch of prizes to give away. If you've donated, your name will go into the hat or wheel, however Tommy decides to do it this time, to get yourself a prize.
yeah, well, I definitely think we're doing the wheel. The wheel is very manageable. I didn't have to write down 100 names and put them in a hat. I like the wheel. It's very simple. And again, the donation amount doesn't matter. This $100 challenge, it's glorious. If you can open your hearts and wallets and give that much, that's great. But give $5. Just buy a bear for one kid. You get your name on the wheel, and you might get a prize out of it. I see your challenge, Mitch, and I accept.
There we go. Absolutely. Whatever you can give. Remember, every $5 you give is a smile on a child's face at Dayton Children's Hospital during the holidays. So
Absolutely.
just get out there, do your thing. Go to bacccharities.com to make your donation today. On
And then
that,
we've
these
got-
guys are out on the track qualifying now. I'm going to hand it over to you and Jay for our race plan.
Well, Jay, it's a pleasure to meet you in the booth. You filled in for me last week, and you did a tremendous job. So it's an honor to sit next to my substitute.
Well, thank you very much. I can say the same because you're hard shoes to fill. So I get the legend. I get the man, the myth, and the legend in the booth. It's a pleasure working with you. I think we should have a load of fun tonight. And thank you, Andy, for bringing us together. I'm sorry you're feeling a little bit under the weather tonight. So hopefully you can recover and keep up with the action and keep you smiling all night.
Absolutely. So looking at Las Vegas, it is Las Vegas. Gambling puns are going to be aplenty tonight. So what do you think pitch strategy is going to be here? Do you think we're going to see a lot of guys rolling the dice? There's a little bit of banking here, 12 to 20 degrees progressive banking, but it's not a ton. Tires will be a factor. I think at least one pit stop will be required for fuel. How much rolling of the dice do you think we'll see out there?
I don't think there's going to be too much rolling of the dice, to be honest with you, just because of the if you're on your longer runs, if you're doing like over, closer to the 400 or 500 runs that the guys get in the Cup Series and stuff like that, that's where your fuel mileage comes into play. Here, I don't think it's going to be that much of an issue. I think being that they are tight, it's a tight group. I think we're going to see maybe one or two cautions, possibly a green white checker. So I think the guys are going to be gearing up for that towards the end. That would definitely be in the back of my mind as I prepared for this race. That if I'm going to go, I'm going to go as far as I can, just in case I do have that green white checker that's going to bunch everything up maybe one or two times. So I want that extra gas to get me through all of that, and then have fresh enough tires if I can't pit. Maybe guys get some track position for those that are in the back. So in the back of the pack, if you're running in the back, try and take it as far as you can to give you the freshest tires. Come in and try and get the track position.
Yeah, so I'm back now, Jay, because I guess Tommy has had connectivity issues, or maybe he's fallen asleep. I'm not really sure which one it is.
Okay.
So I'm looking at these leaders now, and it's not the same names we saw up top during practice, right? And of course, during practice, you've got the draft, but now we're seeing our names up there that we're used to seeing.
And look who's up there. Our points leader, our, how we say, lucky guy from last week, Devin Zimmerman. So he is on the pole. But it's really, it's still a tight field. Going back through 11th, they're still within, 15th, or still with under a second of each other. So it's a tight field, very tight.
It's going to be very tight, and it's going to really come down to seeing how these guys conserve the tires throughout a run. If we get a long green flag run, put it out there to the chat on Facebook or on YouTube. Sorry, get your picks in on the chat. who do you think's going to win? If you pick the correct driver and they win the race, you will get a free TDR T-shirt.
Well, there you go.
So
yeah.
Shout outs to Mitch and Kurt. Kurt, sorry you're not feeling well tonight. We wish you were on the track again with us tonight, but understandably you're not. Get well soon. We'll see you on the track soon. Dustin Valdusen and Clugs Inferno. Shout outs to you guys. But get your picks in. Get them in now. We're at Vegas. We got to play the game, right?
That's right. That's right. So there's a lot of should we put odds on these?
I mean, maybe we should, right? I mean, Devin Zimmerman's got to be just a 2-1.
Yeah, he's a 2-1. He's like an even shot there. So, and then we have Corey Harridges, which is a new guy. I haven't seen him racing up here either. So he's right there.
Yeah, he's right in it tonight.
Ethan Thompson is right there. He was quick last week, and then there's last week who led all but the last lap. Joseph Causey is right there in fourth.
So far, we've got picks in for Ethan Thompson from Andy Bisnet, who's running in the race.
So Andy puts his in, okay.
Yeah. Nicholas Smith also says Andy Bisnet. Mitch is going with Lonnie.
Lonnie was quick in practice.
And
Lonnie can do it.
Kurt is going with Lonnie. And Dustin is going with Bisnet. So nobody yet. Everybody wants to play the gamble here at Vegas. Nobody's picked our points leader. And
Lonnie's starting in 14th. So that's going to be a tall order for Lonnie, but he did have the speed in practice, so we're not sure.
Gonna have to make his way up the field, stay out of trouble.
Yeah, it's possible. I mean, you can use the entire track here. It's not like you can't go below that white line, and a lot of guys will get that run coming off of 4, dive down right where you're seeing this Las Vegas Motor Speedway. They should have extended that checkered all the way down across there because that's where most of them finish at.
Yeah, you can dive it down there, and a lot of them will. You'll see that throughout the night as they start to roll off behind the pace car with Devin Zimmerman out front.
Devin Zimmerman, Corey Harridges, Ethan Thompson, Joseph Causey are the top 4.
Chuck McDonald, Michael Smith. I didn't catch who was after Mike. Jeremy Gavin, Sean Rohrabe, Andy Bisnet, Nicholas Smith, Robert Cocker, and Lonnie Mixon, and Ryan Walter.
It looks like I worked out my technical difficulties just
thank
in
God
time.
he's back. He's trying to kill me, Jay. He's trying to kill me.
I saw that. I'm trying to hold over for you, Andy. Really, I am. I got the voice, so we're good.
Sorry about that, guys. I can't guarantee I won't disappear momentarily again. I did have some technical difficulties over on my end, but I think I should be back for at least a couple days here.
Okay, we're good to go now. All right. Jim picks Lonnie, Andy, so our race control says Lonnie. So he must have some inside information down there.
He may have some inside information. A lot of picks for Lonnie and Andy Bisnet. Those are our picks right now. So it's going to be interesting. With 10 people watching this, we've only got 2 drivers picked.
And that's, I mean, I'm surprised nobody went with Zimmerman. Because he's found a way for the last 3 weeks to get up to that victory lane. So maybe they think his luck ran out tonight.
It's Vegas, baby. Everybody's betting against the odds.
And we're underway here at Las Vegas as they roar down into turn number 1. Zimmerman to the inside. Corey Harridges to the outside. Looks like Zimmerman's just going to hold on door to door. Ethan gets his way up there. There's Joseph Causey bringing it down. It looks like he's going to try and get to the inside. Running down the back stretch. There's still nobody's getting an advantage going in.
No, looking really racy up front there.
Ethan to the bottom of Corey Harridges there. Like, I'm not sure if he's trying to get down, but he just can't right now because he's got a whole line of coming up. Joseph Causey goes down to the inside, kind of falls in line there.
If they play their cards right, they should get sorted out single file here, and maybe get some green flag laps in here before they got to come in for a little bit of gas and tires.
Yeah, it looks like they're starting to get like sorted out. So as soon as there's an opening there, they're kind of falling in line. Nobody's really taking that low line. It looks like everyone's trying to hang on to like the mid pack.
I don't have a lot of experience in Vegas, so I don't know where the faster line is here. I do know you can run multiple lines, and there's some speed up top, and there's some speed on the bottom, and really it's what your car wants to do and how you prefer to drive it.
Yeah, if you want to let off a little bit, you can go to the bottom. If you want to hold on to it, and you can actually go full throttle, wide open, middle to top. It'll take you the way around.
I would think it, just like in most tracks, the higher you go, the better it is on tires.
Yeah, like that's where Kyle Larson liked to run. A lot of the guys like to run up top there because it does save the tires, and you can get a big run coming off of the back out of the turn.
So don't bring up Kyle Larson. That man is an alien.
Yeah, he rides the wall closer than I think anybody I've ever seen, and it was good to see him get his championship this year. So that's awesome. Looks like we got a shot going down to the top spot here as Corey Harridge is inches out over Zimmerman to pull that out.
Takes it away easily with Ethan Thompson coming along for the ride.
Yeah. Zimmerman moved up, and they just dove to the bottom and just took that spot. But we've noticed with Zimmerman in the past few weeks that he saves his equipment. So maybe he's just taking it easy right now, letting these guys wear their stuff out, and then he'll be back there at the end.
It's anybody's race out here tonight, that's for sure.
But Corey's getting just over almost a half a second lead.
Have you raced at Vegas much? Do you have any idea what tire wear is like here?
I did, but as far as like the fall off, I'm not really sure if there is what it would be, around what lap that could be. It looks like Lonnie moved up to 9th, so we got Lonnie moving up.
Yeah, Lonnie moving up there. The 88, that is Kazi, who had some trouble last week, I heard.
Yeah, Kazi led the entire Pocono race last week, except for the last lap. He got caught up on the last green-white checker and in the overtime, and that's when Zimmerman came up and took that lead. So
for all the opportunities for me to be in the booth and watch something exciting happen, I had to miss that one.
It looks like we've got a blinker out there. I'm not sure who was blinking, but somebody just blinked. Okay. Oh, there we are. We're inside Ethan Thompson's car. Yeah, it looks pretty smooth, so I don't think, being that smooth on the wheel, there's not going to be that much of a fall off on the tire. And he's got some camber in that car. He's got that tape pointing towards the inside of the track, so it looks like Corey just got loose coming through there. So
yeah, I saw the back end of that car step out a little bit, and I would imagine with the banking here, again, 12 to 20 degrees progressive banking, there is banking there, but it's not much to write home about. I mean, this is a fairly flat track when compared to places like Bristol, where you have a ton of banking, right?
Yeah. So your progressive banking, like I said, the higher you go up, the more it's banked, so you can carry the speed through. Start to get separated a little bit from the field, but it looks like they caught back up. There's Causey back right up. He caught up to our leader there, Corey Hedges.
Yeah, I was expecting to see them tick off a bunch of green flag laps, but I think some of the guys that were falling back have something to say about that.
Yeah, they're not really letting them get away all that much. And it looks like they're all still together. There's one that fell back just a hair on that last shot.
Joseph Cause are really putting pressure on Corey Harrigus now.
Top 13 are within 7 seconds of each other, and that's like right there in that pack that you're seeing. So, yeah, Corey Hedges up front, Joseph Causey, Devin Zimmerman right there, and that looks like Ethan Thompson still hanging in there.
Chuck McDonald, one to watch. I think he's the only Canadian in the field, so he's definitely got something to prove to his American Patriots.
Yeah, Chuck is right now going underneath Ethan, so he's using that bottom line right now to try and get around Ethan. Nope, they fall back just a hair, and then Jeremy Gaiman, Andy Bisnet in 7th. He moved up to 7th. Michael Smith, Sean Warab, Lonnie Mixon, He's up in that mix, and there's that. There he is. There's Jeremy, and there's Andy Bisnet. He's the one that got involved late last week with Zimmerman. Bring it down for the final caution.
Lonnie Mixon settled in the 10th, and Michael Smith, a gentleman who's raced most of these Vets League, again, he's been out most of this season with a move. Now racing again, he's made his way back up to 7th place.
Yeah, it looks like he's been out for a while, but he really hasn't lost too much of it.
It's like riding a bike.
Yeah, once you get in here and, once you find out where you're racing, you may be able to sneak a few in, a few laps in before the racing starts, just to get your feet wet again.
Yeah, see, crazy vet fam, that's Kurt Gudenkoff, who couldn't be here today. He overdid it in PT. So we wish you were out here racing with him, Kurt, but I'm glad you were able to tune in and watch these boys get it done out here.
Yes, absolutely. We've got action up at the front here. There's Joseph Causey, followed by Zimmerman. And the 12 of Corey Heritages and the 9 of Ethan Thompson right there. They're kind of like swapping the lead now. It's like somebody gets a run and then they fall back just a little bit. So
yeah, I wonder if they might not be using up them tires a little bit too much, just kind of racing with each other. We saw Devin fall as far back as 5th place, I believe, at one point. Now back up into 3rd here, and it's very competitive up there. And I wonder how hard they're racing each other versus how much they're actually saving and just gently exchanging these positions as opposed to really fighting for them.
Nobody's really holding a particular line, so I think they might be searching around maybe for some speed, like what's going to be best for their car, whether it's going to be up high or whether it's going to be down low. Where does your car handle best? Where can you hold it flat out? Where can you gain on these guys? And that's kind of helping them. I think you see every shot, they're kind of searching for that line. There's Lonnie right there, catching up me right behind Robert Cochran. Head out. And there's the number 7 of Sean Worrell.
I love the paint scheme on Sean's car.
I love the front of that car.
That
like
thing looks mean.
Oh yeah, it does. I'd hate to see that in my mirror coming up on me.
Absolutely.
He was in that fight last week, I believe, as well. Him, Lonnie Mixon. I know it was Bisnet, Lonnie Mixon, and Chuck McDonald were the ones that were fighting last week at Pokemon when all that happened.
I got home really late from the office and was able to tune in for about the last 20 laps of that. And these guys really put on a show last week.
Yeah, they were definitely fighting it out, that's for sure. And Causey was class of the field. I mean, he just had everybody by a ton last week. Zimmerman was able to keep up after a few laps, and after talking to him, he said he just fell behind. He spun his tires slid going into the pit, and that's what kind of put him behind. But at the end of the day, that checkered flag is all that counts. So,
well, I think that 88 may have a bit of a chip on his shoulder after last week, because he has certainly made his way to the front and demonstrated that he has the speed this evening.
Oh, he ain't gonna. Yep, got 2 cars hit the wall there behind Bisnet, coming out of turn 2. Let's see the cautions. They must have been able to straighten it out.
Yeah, Bisnet in the 1, and can't tell who that is in the 9, but they were door handle there for a second. It was
Yeah, Ethan Thompson. Yeah, they got together. It looked like going into turn 2.
Maybe a little bit. I'm watching the replay on screen 2 here.
We got Causey's out front, and Causey, Zimmerman, and the 12 of Corey Heritages. And there's Ethan Thompson going down to the bottom now. He's going to try and make a run, try and take that position away.
Yeah, I don't feel like these guys are holding back. I feel like a lot of the searching they're doing is looking for their fast line, and when they find something that works, they're kind of trying to grab all the track position they can as soon as they can.
Yeah, right now it looks like just by this shot that Ethan, he looks pretty stable right now. So his car has definitely got the pressures up where he wants it, the temperatures up. And that is
Lonnie Mixon.
That's Lonnie. There's Lonnie. Wearing the Navy car. There's the 12. That's Corey Heritages.
Lonnie's bringing up the tail end of this lead pack here.
There's Bisnet again, catching up to him. There's the 15. That's Michael Green, carrying the Texas car. We got Texas on the hood.
Dustin Veldhusen just waited in the chat that a tire fallout should start occurring around 25 laps. We may see 2 pit stops out of these guys, depending on how comfortable they feel in those cars.
Well, the way that they're racing, I wouldn't be surprised to see 2 at this point because they are awfully. They're definitely searching everywhere. Oh, there's Robert. Yeah, Robert Cochran is getting down there.
That's a good looking paint scheme too, right there.
Mm-hmm. Is that the 04 Chuck McDonald that he got by?
I believe so, yes.
Or,
That's the one. That's the one you don't want to see in your
yeah,
win.
the Air Force, yes. That is. Sean Warub as he brings that. Looks like the Jaws, man. That's fun.
It's painted up like an old school bomber back in the day when we could get away with aggressive imagery. they used to paint their airplanes up really crazy ways. You know, they'd have the vicious Jaws teeth, the buxom women in their scantily clad
Yes.
apparel. You know, can't do that nowadays. But that's a good throwback to what we used to be able to do with the aircraft up there.
That's awesome. There's Joseph Cause. He's got a little bit of a lead, so holding about 2/10 over Zimmerman up front. Ethan Thompson's right there.
Yeah, he's definitely showing speed, but I think the 2 guys behind him are at least equal.
Yeah, they're not really getting away, and when they do get away, they catch back up. So it's kind of like a give and take on where you're at. If your car is loose, if you can get through that corner. Yeah, it's drivability definitely plays a factor here, so it's not.
Yes, Crazy Vet Fam gave me the word I was looking for, the pinup. They would put the pinup girls on their planes.
Yeah, Miss Betty, I think, was one of them, wasn't it? Or the Bell?
I think you're thinking of Rosie the Riveter, and that was a recruitment poster.
Oh, okay. It shows you how young I am.
Younger than me, I presume.
We're right there. Oh, there's a spin down the back stretch right there.
Got a car down, look like one car.
Car, yeah. Yep, no yellow, so
Yeah.
Gonna get it back underway. So he's gonna fall out, probably get a pass, go down pit lane, get that fixed if he had any damage. That's the 10, Michael.
It was hard to tell as the camera cycled by there who that was or how hard they hit, but I would imagine in any kind of damage here, you probably want to get a pit stop. Vegas is a fast track, and aero will come into play a little bit here.
Yeah, Chuck McDonald and Ryan were in the back there, so they're about 20 seconds behind, so they might have been involved in that incident there.
Let me see, was that the 66?
Nicholas Smith.
Up into the wall there. Not too bad, just a couple of flesh wounds there on the right side of the car. He should be okay to go.
Yeah, I don't see any aero damage, so he should be good. Doesn't even look like it's flattened on that side if he did hit, so probably just a little tap.
Yeah, I think he's in good shape there.
Nose tail at the front. There's Biznet catching up, and we got a gap.
There's the 09 Jeremy Gaiman riding around. He's another paint scheme that I like, that flat matte green color.
Yeah, was it camouflage or was that just flat green?
Yeah, I think it's just flat green.
Okay. Back to the old olive green days. Oh, there's Ethan going underneath Zimmerman, so he's going to push his way to the front.
Yeah, a bunch of guys we know are fast, just sitting up here exchanging positions like a bunch of drunk old fools sitting around a roulette table. Just throwing their chips in and seeing where they'll land.
There you go. They should take a bet and see how many times they're going to have a Vegas reference tonight.
A lot.
Door handle to door handle there too. Look at that. Getting really close, and then that's going to let Corey, but...
So what are the odds, guys, on going green? So now that we are 1/3 of the way through. Since we're in Vegas, let's put some odds on this.
Well, as Lonnie Mixon peels off for pit stops, I imagine that would be the start of the green flag pit stops, and I don't think long after that we're going to see a yellow.
Yeah, let's see. As far as seeing a yellow, I think it's pretty much an even bet that we're definitely going to see a yellow by the end of the night.
Next 30 laps.
Oh, now we're putting okay. All right, you want to up the ante a little bit?
Next 30 laps, we see one.
Okay, that might go to like 5-1. I'll go 5-1 on that one.
Should we, since we're in Vegas and we want to gamble, should we ask the chat, what lap will the first yellow come out? Get it right, get a t-shirt.
There you go.
That's a good
Come
idea.
on.
All right, everybody
get
in the
out
chat.
there. You put a lap on it. We're at lap 32. So you put a lap in. If it's the right lap that we get the yellow, you win a free t-shirt.
Are we doing like Price is Right rules, closest without going over?
No, this is Vegas. How's odds here?
Outside. So it's got to be
All right.
it's got to be the lap. It's got to be that lap.
Right on the lap.
Ozzy's really showing his speed. Zimmerman looked like he went a little bit high trying to get a run coming down off of 4. But I'm not sure if he saw Corey there and kind of backed off a little bit because it looked like he was going to make a run down the bottom.
We got one comment in for lap 69. That's 9 laps over my guess. Crazy Vet Fam really rolling the dice, saying it's going to go green all the way.
Going all the way. Wow, he's
Zero-
all chips
zero
in
con-
on that one. All chips in.
But it could happen. These guys are talented. I mean, cautions are usually caused by guys that are racing really hard, and one of the two has made a mistake in some way. And, you know, they might just be skilled enough to pull it off all the way green.
They could be, but I don't see it happening.
Race control wants to know if he can pick the lap.
Race control,
or if he can guess a lap.
He can guess a lap. Sure, he can guess a lap. Why not?
Because he throws the yellow.
But he can guess a lap. But if he throws the yellow, then he's got to give that T-shirt to the next person in line. Oh,
Mitch
Sharon
Ide-
says lap 71. So
Mitch
Sharon's
Iding, lap 52 is his guess.
35. So we got.
I think Lonnie Mixon is the only one I've seen peel off for a green flag pit stop at this point.
I think Lonnie may have had a little bit of damage.
There we
Maybe
go.
overdrove that car a little too, so they've gone in slight early.
I just saw another car. I think Jeremy Gaiman just pulled off to the pit as well.
Yeah, Jeremy's in the pit now. We just got a shot of him going in there.
We got a lap
Sean
82
Risley.
from Sean Risley.
Yeah. And we're back to some. Who's that on the bottom? Going into. Is that Lonnie? Lonnie's the 2 laps down, so he's on the fresher tires. Okay, so here's where we're going to see if fresher tires really make a difference, and it looks like it's making a huge difference.
Making a huge
As Lonnie
difference.
is about ready to take over the leaders here.
Yeah, he's going to go ahead and get one of those laps back on tires.
He is, yeah. So that's a big indication right there. So if
And I consider that his roll of the dice.
Yeah, now he's a lap down. Gaiman's a lap down, so he's got to get around Gaiman to get that lucky dog. And he goes through. Well, he's taking a shortcut. Like he just doing some grass work there.
I believe he learned that from Adam Ricky.
So that lap that he just got back, he gave back. And there's Ethan and Causey are getting a little racy up there. Ethan looking down underneath. Looking high, looking.
You got to think now, 40 laps in, how much tires are coming into the picture here. As we saw, Lonnie Mixon make good use of fresh rubber. What are the cars feeling like for these two guys? It was obvious the tires make a difference. So how much is it affecting how they feel in their cars right now?
Now, as we get more people in to the stream here, anybody out there who's listen, put your guess in. What lap will the first caution come? If you nail the lap, free T-shirt.
So get them in. Get those. We're at 39. So we're coming up on 40. The guys should be coming in the pit very soon.
Yeah, I would think any time now.
Maybe we can try and go a lap of the leader and see what he's looking like in that car. See if it's getting a little loose, what he's doing with that wheel. Manhandling the cart with Ethan behind him.
He still looks pretty well planted.
not moving too much there. Well, there's Ethan's car. So, I mean, they look pretty steady. It's just the tire wear and the roll-off is what's causing that. Try and go down underneath here. I'm fighting it too much. I mean, there doesn't seem to be a whole lot of looseness there. So, I mean, I'm sure that the tire is wearing off. So,
or they're just that talented.
They could be talented too. Yes, I agree with you on that one there.
You and I probably can't drive as well as these guys do. As we got Janelle piping in with lap 56.
Hi, Janelle. That must be Dustin's wife, correct?
I believe it is.
That is Dustin's wife. Welcome to the stream, Janelle. Thanks for chiming in. I believe she has watched the stream before, but has never chimed in before. So we appreciate you tuning in out there and chiming in, so we give you a shout out.
So we have Chuck McDonald here, putting him a lap down.
I was just going to say it's too bad Dustin's not on the track so she can sneak into the rig room and go yank that steering wheel real quick and get herself a t-shirt.
Well, Dustin's not racing, so it won't work.
Somebody behind the number 5, but I don't see 5 on our screen, so I'm not sure who's running number 5 up there.
That is Pardon.
That's Pardon. Robin Pardon. All right.
Pardon us, he's coming through.
That's right.
Yeah, see a few more takers on pit road. Sean Warrow, Robert Cochran, Michael Green now entering the pits. And I would guess everyone at least 2 laps down has already hit pit road.
44, so...
Corey Harrigus just pit out of 4th.
Leaders are in. Leaders
are now pitting. Leaders are now pitting.
They work their way slowly down that front straight.
That will give Devin Zimmerman the lead for at least a lap.
Yeah, fair. He's coming in probably within the next 2. Easy, if not this lap.
Oh, here's some of that dice rolling. We saw a lot of different cars come down at a whole host of different times.
And there he goes. He's coming down pit road now, taking his stop. And he holds it this week, so he probably learned from last week. Yep, Causey, Ethan all in the pit. Showing there's Warb's car.
As they cycle through, we're still looking for our new leader or returning leader. Leader's now coming off pit road, showing Joseph Causey a minute behind. Andrew Bisnet, 8 behind the leader. Devin Zimmerman in the pits.
Looks like Bisnet either speeding up or slowing down.
I think Zimmerman's speeding up and kind of messing with the timing lines here.
Is Bisnet coming? Yeah, Bisnet. All right, there goes Andy for his pit now.
Yeah, once everybody comes across the line here, everything should sort out mathematically proper on the scoreboard.
Okay, Causey back out front. Ethan Thompson behind. There's Zimmerman. Zimmerman's 20 seconds behind the leaders.
Yeah, right around here we'll get our cycle out.
There it goes. Okay.
Yeah, the timing lines are really weird at some of these virtual tracks. A lot of them only track by the start-finish line, so when someone enters the pit, even though they're in the pit, they're still the leader. We need some of that fancy Fox broadcasting stuff to have for the real NASCAR races.
Okay, well, keep those donations coming to back charities with BAC charities.
Right? Can we get multiple timing lines at Las Vegas here? Andrew Bisnet, still your leader in the pit.
Oh, he moved back to 3rd now, 4th.
There we go.
We're back through. Okay, so Jeremy Gaiman moved up to 3rd. So were there any? I don't think anybody picked Gaiman to take this cause. He wasn't a pick for a winner.
No, lots of picks for that yellow flag though.
Yeah, we're 43, so we still got a few laps for that to happen. Looks like we're starting to get worked back up again. You got some older or cars with older tires, a couple older laps, and the newer ones, so they should be quicker. Like Lonnie Mixon pitted probably about 6-7 laps before all the rest of these guys.
So
his tires are pretty
I've
fine.
got a question. Since Kurt said no yellow,
Yes.
it's not technically picking a number in there.
No, so if you said no yellow, it would have to be 90, and if they went into overtime, then it would be 91. So last lap.
I would say he
Right?
didn't pick a number, so
So pick a number.
pick a number.
If you wanted, 90.
Pick a number. Pick a
No,
number between 90
you have
and
to pick
99.
a number. If there's no yellow, house wins.
Like blackjack.
Right, no
20
yellow is bust.
Yeah. 21's a push, and 22 you busted. So
I think 0 is a number.
is 0 a number?
I don't know.
Well, we used it on the car, so I'd say it's a number. That's for sure. But Cuzzy and Ethan Thompson are just. Thompson caught back up. Yeah, he's looking underneath again.
Yeah, he's right there, looking inside.
As he's taking that upper line. Using that progressive banking to his advantage here.
Those first two have opened a good 1 second gap back to third.
Yep, Jeremy Gaiman's back there. David Zimmerman, Corey. So there's coming across the line. Only a 1/10 of a second. So about car length and a half when Ethan dives down to the bottom, tries to just keep it low and run it up, but Carsley's got that line, so he can't really get too much of a run coming off of that turn.
Well, I think a lot of these guys tried to stretch that pit stop to halfway through the race, split it into 2 segments, and I think everyone's good on fuel, but how much will tires matter? Is Ethan Thompson being a little too aggressive here, burning the rubber off? Is Joseph Cozzi doing the same thing? Will we see Jeremy Gaiman save just enough to come past the both of them? Hard to tell at this point, but I think we might see another pit stop, at least in a few of these guys' future.
I think it's all going to... Now is where the strategy is going to come into play, because now we've gone more than halfway, which seems to be about average for these guys. The last few races, we've had a nice long green flag runs, and then towards the end is where the yellows start to come out, and it bunches the field back up, and I think we're going to be seeing who is going to be saving. Oh, there's looks like, is that Gaiman that went into the wall back there?
I wasn't sure who it was that came down, but they picked it back up, and looks like they'll get it back under control and keep the yellow from flying. Speaking of yellows flying, if you can guess the exact lap the yellow flies, assuming there is one, I guess you win a free t-shirt.
Yes, a free t-shirt. But it's got to be that lap that it happened, so get your guesses in.
What else can we gamble on, guys? We are at Las Vegas. Let's get some betting going here.
Okay. Yeah. Any ideas out there on YouTube? What do you guys want to bet on? We bet on anything here.
Will the winner be an odd number or an even number?
Well, there you go. We'll play a little roulette.
Little odd even.
Little odd even.
We already saw these guys play high-low earlier, trying to figure out which line to run.
There. Coming up on lap traffic. There's Lonnie, so they're catching up to Lonnie again here.
How many cars will finish on the lead lap?
That's a good number.
Yeah, that is a good number. Because right now there's going to be 10.
Mitch Heiding is now out of the running. His lap guess has passed.
All right, Mitch.
Currently 10 cars on the lead lap.
But Mitch, don't forget, if you go to tylerdracing.com/shop, we have a holiday sale on t-shirts.
You can just buy your prize. That's what I do. Don't tell anybody.
Got 33 to go. It looks like they're just... Ethan's... I don't know. He's pushing. He looks like he has a good run going into the turn, but then kind of... Cozzy pulls away a little bit going down the backstretch in 3, so... But he's also running higher in 1 and 2 and lower in 3 and 4. And it looks like Ethan's trying to hold it on the low line all the way around.
Well, you've got Devin Zimmerman's been sitting about 2 seconds, 3 seconds back from the lead pack and hadn't fallen off a little bit. And I think he might just be saving a little bit for the end.
With 32 to go. Well, he's seen a lot of stuff happen. Looks like he's got his car hooked up there. So he can definitely pull back up. I mean, it's not a track where the odds are stacked against you as far as 3 seconds behind, because you can pull back up. If they get involved in lap traffic, somebody slows up. The 2 leaders get together, which we saw Ethan already get together with Bisna earlier in the race. So if he gets a little bit too aggressive and they come together, then Zimmerman's right there again.
Dustin Veldhusen has just pushed a big stack of chips on the number 8 to finish on the lead lap.
Ooh. 8 on the lead lap, which is a good number.
I think that's a good guess. We got 10 there now. Lonnie Mixon was the last car to go a lap down, and the leaders aren't far behind 9th place.
Then you got to account for the lucky dog. So that could play into effect too.
Or 2 lucky dogs.
2 lucky
or
dogs.
3 lucky dogs.
3 lucky dogs. So we have a potential right now. If it goes 4, then you got 4 lucky dogs that are sitting there. So I'll put 4 back on. Here's a number 10 of Michael Smith. He's in the 8th spot right now. 10 seconds behind the going about 10.5 seconds behind the leader. And there's Corey Harridges, who is about 6 seconds behind. So he's kind of just riding along right now.
I think the leaders are about to come up on 10th and 9th place.
There's a 15 of Michael Green, hanging out in the 9th spot.
Yeah, looks like leaders are about a quarter lap behind Care here running 9th and 10th.
The 49 car, Ryan Walter, who is he's sort of a newbie to the TDR community, and he's been doing a lot of racing. So
yeah, and Ryan Walter's shown a lot of speed in several events he's been in. I'm surprised to see him as far back as he is tonight.
Lonnie's back in the pits.
Lonnie had an issue, looks like.
And he's really rolling the dice now.
Yeah, he's definitely rolling. So he's, like I say, you get a couple of caution. Lucky dog, somebody goes in the pit, maybe because he's going to have fresh tires now, so he may be able to hang in there longer than most of them. You got 27 to go. Still caution free. We roll around here. Joseph Causey and Ethan Thompson are still 1-2. Devin Zimmerman moved up to just about 2 seconds behind, 2.1 seconds. Corey Harridge, Sean Wara, Robert Cochran, and Michael Smith. Michael Green, Andy Bisnett, and Nicholas Smith is the first one lapped down with Jeremy Gaiman, Chuck McDonald, Robin Pardon. Lonnie Mixon's 2 laps down with Ryan Walter.
And Devin Zimmerman's on the move. He's gained about 0.8 to 0.9 seconds since we last mentioned the name about 10 laps ago.
It's getting to that point where you got to push it. Oh, somebody was facing the wall there. Yep. One of them shots. Yeah, Joseph Causey, yet again, is showing a lot of speed. I mean, is that, I hate to say it, but is it's going to be snake bit again?
Don't jinx it.
I don't want to. I mean, I know there's a broadcaster's curse, and I'm trying to, focus my attention elsewhere so that way I don't jinx it. It was such a heartbreak. I mean, last week to lead all but the last lap, that hurts.
Well, if it happens this week, just know you were fully to blame.
Oh, thank you. I will take him out to the Bellagio for a buffet dinner.
Not if he takes you out first.
Okay, well, he's in. Yes, he is in the Army, and I'm not. So my guess would be he could take me out in far less time than I could even look at him. So we're good.
As we see Devin Zimmerman now under 2 seconds to the 2 gentlemen running up front there.
And I'm wondering if maybe they hurt themselves with Ethan running Joseph so hard, and instead of Joseph letting Ethan go, they kind of maybe hurt themselves just trying to run hard and stay in front of each other.
Well, I think that may be the case. Oftentimes, people running up front, especially if the competition is close, they'll lean on each other just enough to burn that equipment up, and third place could always come in and be a surprise.
And Zimmerman has been known to be a closer, so this is his time to shine. We got 23 to go at the line.
And going back to fourth place, Corey Harrigus is only 3 seconds back from Devin Zimmerman, putting him 4 seconds behind the lead pack, essentially, when Devin gets there. You know, fourth place could come in here and take it all if they get a little racy up there, and we see one of those yellows we've been talking about.
Yeah. And they're getting racy. Now it's 22 to go. We're getting within 20 laps here. If you're looking at the leader, now is the time you really got to push it that extra little bit. Try and get whatever you can.
Yeah, it looks like Joseph Causey every couple laps is slowly putting about a tenth on Ethan Thompson, but Devin Zimmerman is on the move, but he's on the move quick, now down to 1.2 seconds at this time of me reading the board.
Yeah, he is coming. You can actually see him starting to climb into that shot. And I believe, because Ethan was racing Causey really hard there, trying to get the lead. So I'm not sure how much the air would also play on these cars, whether the clean air is an advantage or a disadvantage.
I'll say 1, 2, 3 now are about equal distance with Zimmerman closing in pretty quick.
Closing in, yeah. Zimmerman's coming right up. He's in a lap or two. He should be around Ethan Thomas, and then I'd say within 3 laps, be looking right on the back of Causey because he's coming in a hurry.
Yeah, then you got 7th place Michael Smith is taken to the pit.
Looks like they're coming up on lap traffic, which could also play into effect here.
See a few more cars further back. 13th, 14th place now pit. Michael Smith in 7th, still in the pit.
9 cars on the lead lap, and Andrew Bismuth's the last one on the lead lap.
Devin Zimmerman looking outside of Ethan Thompson for 2nd place, hoping to maybe chase down Joseph Causey up there.
And he's got it. He's going to get it going into turn 3 here.
Yeah, clear him on the outside.
Using that progressive banking, so that 20 degrees on the outside can get a run there, and it was able to hold. And like I said, they kind of wanted it that way when they designed and thought of this progressive banking. That way, nobody really had an advantage or a disadvantage, no matter what lane you could run, and you could run right here. And there he goes. Everything coming down underneath Causey now.
To the inside. Less banking on the inside.
He's making it stick and gets around him. So Zimmerman to the lead.
Made it look easy.
With 18 to go.
I don't think Joseph Causey's done fighting, but I think Devin may have saved just enough to start walking away from the boys a bit.
Yeah, because he came back from, what was it, about 2.5 second down deficit and drove back up.
Oh, in a matter of 15 laps.
The Crazy Vet Fam says a big push, couple of drafts, and could be a game changer. So that could be right. Get that draft up there. Let's see. Because I think Causey now is trying to get that draft off of Zimmerman to keep him up there.
Yeah, the aero matters here, but you really got to be in 2 cars that want to run the same line.
Yeah, and I think that's what Causey's now looking to do, is just hang with Zimmerman.
I see as he looks inside here, he kind of gains a little bit through the middle, but loses on exit.
Yeah, that push up. And then it looked like Zimmerman was coming down. So he's getting that run off of the banking down, as where Causey was going up and scrubbing more off. But Ethan Thompson is not out of it. He is right there, so he hasn't really given up too much either way. So it's not like the two are just pulling away. And once Zimmerman got to the front, I'm not sure if he's holding back a little bit or, trying to just keep him there and save his equipment. Because
it's hard to say.
He made a big run. And then, like I said, once he got to the front, it just kind of stalled out to now. He's just holding him his mirror.
It makes you wonder too, how much did Devin burn off coming up through the pack? 2.5 seconds in a matter of 15, 20 laps. It's a lot of racetrack to cover in a short amount of time.
Yeah, it is. Very much so. But they all pitted at the same time, so if you held back and he was just taking it easy, he would have saved some tires. Definitely had more rubber and a little bit more for these guys. And I think he just saw the opportunity, saw the laps were winding down, maybe not getting the yellow, and just going for it. Saying now or never, just get back up front.
Pretty good out there, evenly spaced, barring a caution. Unless one of these guys is saving something, I think we're looking at 1, 2, 3 here.
There are 7 on the lead lap currently. I do believe that Dustin said 8 would finish.
Well, he was wrong.
Not necessarily.
Unless.
You got Gaiman and Cocker back there now in this pack behind, and you're saying, starting to get up there. And is that Chuck McDonald?
That is Chuck McDonald.
And he is right up there with the leaders. So, as we saw last week, the leaders were involved in a late wreck. So, could it be again that the leaders may be involved?
Chuck must have been one of the cars on the scoreboard I saw cycling through a pit stop as we were watching all the action up front here. Because those fresh tires make a world of difference, don't they?
Yeah, you can see that right there. He is just pulling away from these guys. And Chuck is now 2 laps down. I believe I saw on the scoreboard there, on the ticker.
I believe that's correct.
Looks like, is it Jeremy Gaiman may be the only car a lap down at the present moment? So if something should happen, he would get the lucky dog, pull himself back around.
Yeah, Ryan Walter now in the pits.
Jeremy Gaiman and Michael Smith are both a lap down.
Okay, so Michael Smith and... So something were to happen, Gaiman's in the lucky dog spot, and that will put him up to 8, and then that will put Dustin back in the race for that t-shirt.
Well, 9 to go. We're running out of laps to make one yellow.
All right, who said we were going green all the way? Did they ever make that assumption that it was lap 90?
That was crazy.
No, that's a house win if we go all the way.
And last I could tell, lap 0 already passed.
And lap 0 already passed. Okay.
That's the hot dog lap.
And Zimmerman pulling out a little bit here over Causey, and Ethan Thompson is just sitting right there. 8 to go. Coming up on some lap traffic here.
Still staying really tight, and lap traffic can be a factor here, depending on how they get around these cars, but I mean, they're less than half a second, 1, 2, and 3.
Andy Bisnett. That was what happened last week.
Was Bisnett not the one that caused it last?
That's
last
right.
week on the last lap.
As we see 4th, 5th, and 6th now diving to the pits.
They should have enough gas.
Ice cream lap is lap 99 at the latest. Lap 91 at the earliest, Dustin. Depends on if we see that yellow. And as of right now, I don't think we will see it. Unless second and third here can catch up to Devin and maybe give him a run for his money and a little bit of trouble to boot.
And they're running like 3 different lines. They're all running like a half a car lane up of each other. Zimmerman was hot.
Here we go
now.
with Bisnett.
Here we go.
I wonder if Zimmerman's like, just please not a repeat.
I think Andrew remembers as well, and he gave him plenty of room.
Yeah, he's staying high. He's like, okay, well, not this week.
But as they get around him and how they had to change lines to kind of compensate with another car, you look at Joseph Costa now less than 1/10 of a second behind Zimmerman with Ethan Thompson 0.2 behind.
And there he goes, Causey underneath.
To the inside.
And there's Ethan coming up. So Ethan took the low line, came back out and caught up to Zimmerman. Zimmerman took the high line, and Causey took the middle. Little bobble there, got down on that white line, bobbled it up, held on to it, and he's going to pull ahead and Who's going to be at the line? Causey at the line.
That is tight.
Causey at the line. Zimmerman high. There comes Ethan Thompson down to the bottom. He's going to dive to the bottom. Doesn't it look like he wants to get involved in this and try and shake things up a little bit, maybe? He gives us a little bit of a run there. Causey back out front. Devin and Ethan are fighting for second. Zimmerman high. Ethan down low. Ethan's got the spot. He's going to clear him by a car length. Coming up, slides that slide job. Zimmerman's going to try and go underneath. It's quick to that quarter panel.
Oh.
Couldn't do that pass. Back down in turn 1.
Had to hold my breath for that one. How important is second place?
Points championship. Now you got, Biznett dove down there, looked like on Michael Green.
Well, after those late pit stops by 4th, 5th, and 6th, everyone now is a lap down except for these top 3. But the guys are trying to get their lap back or stay in that lucky dog position.
And here goes Ethan underneath. Ethan he almost had the back end of Causey there. Backs out, dove it down the bottom, but he's got to run. Run on the bottom. He's got him.
Well, if they make it around the line this time by, cautions are out the window. We will go green all the way, despite what happens after this next time by the line. If they can make it through 3 and 4 here.
2 to go. Causey slams the door on Ethan. Ethan's not giving up. He's making sure that Causey is right there. Zimmerman's there to collect in case anything happens, but he falls back a little bit. 1 to go. Joseph Causey taking him down in turn number 1 for the last time. Ethan's going to make a big run here, and he seems to be able to pull up, but Causey's going to cause that line. Ethan's going to have to back off a little bit. They're going to go nose to tail. Going in turn number 3, is he going to give? No. Is Ethan out of gas?
Out of gas.
Ethan falls off the pace, giving Joseph Causey the win by a big margin of 3 seconds. Well,
goodness gracious.
Devin Zimmerman brings it home second. Ethan Thompson is still, I don't know, that might be a shake.
He'll still get 3rd. 4th on back was 1 lap down due to some late pit strategy.
Did anybody have 4? Who had 4 on the lead lap? Did anybody win a t-shirt?
Nope.
No t-shirts given. Wow, what a change of events that was, huh, Tommy?
I tell you, I did not expect Ethan Thompson to run out of fuel. I didn't even think fuel was going to be a concern here.
Yes, they made past halfway with fuel. So
yeah, sure enough. I mean, I guess running that hard, maybe he did burn up enough to kind of start sputtering at the end there. It didn't cost him much. I mean, he was, one of the 3 cars still on the lead lap after that unusual pit strategy, but congratulations to him on 3rd. But more importantly, congratulations to Joseph Causey getting his redemption from last week.
Yes, absolutely. Joseph Causey brings home what he lost last week, and he was quick all night. He's been up there, so it's not like this was unexpected. He deserved that win. Fighting with Zimmerman. Zimmerman gave him one heck of a run. He held off Thompson, who gave him one heck of a run. So, congratulations, definitely, Joseph. Very well played there.
What a finish again, guys. I mean, if we have something on the last lap, every one of these races, this is going to be one heck of a season.
Yeah, I enjoyed watching last week. I was so sad I couldn't be in the booth for it. And here we go again. This is at least 3 races in a row where it's come down to a last lap finish.
Yes, and that's I mean, you can't get any more exciting than these guys out here running and just putting it all out there for us. Great show. They're clean. They fooled everybody. They went all race with caution free. So hats off to every one of them.
We have yet to talk Joseph Causey into installing in-car audio. Devin Zimmerman, David Causey just turned on his radio. Do you guys want to talk to the winner?
Yes, absolutely. Let's bring him in.
Hey, Joseph, this is Tommy up in the booth. You got a read on us?
Yes, I do.
I didn't get to be in the booth last week. I heard you had a little bit of trouble out there, and it wasn't the best race for you. But here you come with redemption, bringing home a W. How you feel, and how did you do it?
Man, clutch in every corner just to save enough fuel. When I seen the 9 back off down the backstretch, I was like, oh my God. I thought he saved enough already. Yeah, he was attacking me, and I was just trying to clutch like the 1 and 2 where he got really close to me. I didn't clutch, and I was like, oh man, I should not have used that fuel, and then I was still good, and I was able to make it right to the end of the line on power still.
That's amazing. Congratulations on your win. This is kind of redemption for you from last week, which was a hard.
Yeah, it was freaking. Man, I ran a great race at Pocono, and then there at the end, and just it fell apart.
Was that Ethan running you hard, or did you feel like he was running you hard? Did you have anything to save when you came out, or were you running as hard as you could just to try and stay ahead of him after that pit
I
stop?
was just trying to. I was just trying to keep the maximum amount of gas mileage I can, or I couldn't use as much fuel as I had to manage the throttle to make sure and the clutch, because I was clutching it going into the corner to make sure I had the maximum amount of fuel near the end, to be good at the end. So it was it was a big fine line.
I felt like after the round of pit stops about halfway through the race, I felt like everybody might have been good on fuel, and obviously that wasn't the case. So you were clutching the corners a lot, saving fuel. I can't wait to talk to Ethan and be like, hey man, you couldn't have clutched a little bit more?
Yeah, Devin said, because me and Devin are doing like a teammate thing type deal. We're the only two Toyotas in here. So me and Devin freaking, I don't know. He said he was good at one point and came running up towards the front. And I was like, oh man, freaking, how did he save that much fuel? And I was like, man, I just got to keep doing what I'm doing. I couldn't do nothing no different than what I was doing.
Well, you did it. It was enough, and you brought home a W, brother.
Straight up, It's Vegas, and the gamble worked in your favor. Congratulations.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Absolutely, man. Look forward to watching you next week.
Definitely.
All right, let's get Joseph back in his car with his friends and where he belongs. Do you guys want to talk to Zimmerman in second, or do you want to talk to the guy who gambled and didn't pull it off?
Talk to Ethan.
I think so too. Let's get him pulled up. Hey, Ethan, this is Tommy up in the booth. You got a read on us?
Yeah, I got you.
So it's Vegas. You rolled the dice. You ran a strong race, and if I saw everything correctly, it looked like you started to sputter there with 1 to go, right?
Yeah, on the backstretch, I started to sputter. I thought I was going to get one more shot at him, but unfortunately didn't save quite enough. I had to save that entire run pretty much. I think I was about 3/4 throttle that last like 40 laps trying to save, and you get to a point where you just have to risk it because there's just no time left, and I needed half a lap.
So, what's your opinion? We asked Joseph, who won the race. You guys ran together a lot. Devin Zimmerman obviously was in the mix as well. But how hard were you two racing each other? Like, how much of that was trying to save a little bit of fuel, but also trying to keep the pressure on each other, and maybe get the win through a little bit of attrition?
I'd say about the last 10 laps was no give. You were giving it everything that you had. But from the pit stop I'd say probably 30, 35 laps. I mean, I had no intentions of trying to pass him. If anything, I was trying to stay about 3/4 throttle and stay in his draft with hopes that with him being out front, he would be burning more than me. I'm shocked that I ran out versus him. I thought that me being in his draft would help me out a little bit with saving, but he did a pretty darn good job of saving. I got to give it to him.
He didn't feel like he did that great of a job, but he had enough to get it done.
He definitely did good.
He didn't have enough left for a burnout. Let's put it that way.
Right. Yeah.
But, all three of you did a great job. Everyone behind you guys pitted. You three were the only ones who were able to save enough. And even though you fell back out of that mix up front, I mean, you still came up with the podium. So congratulations for that. And we can't wait to watch you next week get some more points.
I definitely appreciate it, guys.
It's our pleasure. Believe me, this is the best job in iRacing. Sitting up here watching you, not having to sweat. It's great.
All right, Ethan, I'm going to put you back with your other drivers so you can chat with them a little bit about how it all went down. And I think we got to talk to Zimmerman next, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I got a question for Devin.
Hey, Devin, this is Tommy up in the booth. Andy has a question for you.
Hey, how's it going, fellas?
Hey, Devin. So obviously we had a little bit of a fuel mileage race tonight. We're at Vegas. We're gambling. But here's the question I really want to know. You were racing with your buddy on the last few laps. If you're side by side with him, a lot of people say they'll wreck their grandmother for a win. How does that play out if you guys are side by side?
I wasn't really in a position to fight him. I was trying to make it to the end. I fell two back. I had a slow entry into pit road because I was on fumes when I pitted, and so I tried to save at the beginning of the run and then pick it up at the end. And I caught Causey and Thompson real quick, and maybe a little too quick, and I was giving it a little too much. So I ended up being just a hair short, and so I had to back it off. Again, and that allowed Causey to get by me. And at that point, it was I'm not going to wreck him. There's no point to wreck him. And also, he had been talking to me during the race, and he was saying that he might run out in turn 4. So I was saying, okay, he's going to run out turn 4. I'm going to let him by. I'm going to draft him so I can make it to the end for sure. And then he didn't run out in 4. Ethan ran out on the backstretch, so I was able to get around him, get second place, which I'll take.
So you're saying his call on the radio was a poker face?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So we actually both ran out at the exact same moment when we both crossed the line. So as soon as he crossed the start finish, he was out. As soon as I crossed the start finish, I was out. So I planned it right to get me to the end. Is just not fast enough. If I would have had maybe a little bit better entry into pit road, I might have been able to fight him a little bit. But as it is, it's fine. I'll take the second, still points leader. So that was always in the back of my mind, protect the points lead. So I'll do that. I'll go to the next race, which I believe is Phoenix, and we'll do it again. But yeah, it was fun. That was, oh man, that made my brain hurt just trying to do all the calculations in my head.
Now, would you feel a little bit nervous there? Because last week, it was Andy Bisnett that got into you on that last lap to cause that wreck to make you get up and pass Causey. And then on the closing laps of this one, there's Bisnett again. Did that thought even cross your mind, like, not again? Or were you just so focused on just trying to stay where you were? Because that was a conversation that we saw up here, and we weren't sure if you were maybe like put that in the back of your mind from last week. It came out.
Honestly, I was not even thinking about it. So what happens from week to week, I try to let things go, especially when there's a group that normally keeps it real clean. These guys keep the racing very clean, very respectful between all the drivers. So I don't really hold on to things. I might get mad at the time, but a week over the week, it kind of just loses touch. I really don't think about it much anymore. But that was definitely the last thing, though. If it would have been on my mind, it would have been the last thing. I was so just, okay, I'm in front. I'm trying to keep the lead, but I'm also trying to save enough just to get me to the line to finish this thing. So, yeah, it wasn't really looking at the names of who was in front of me. It was just, okay, where are they? Can I draft up to them and maybe go 2/4 or 2/3 throttle just to save a little bit more down the straightaways? And it was just all saving. That was the only thing on my brain.
So did that run surprise you, or when did you decide to? Because you closed that gap in a hurry.
It surprised me.
Yeah, it surprised everybody up here because you were 3, and then all of a sudden, within 10 laps, you were in the lead. I mean, so that.
Yeah, so we hit 20 laps to go, and I was like, okay, we're halfway through this fuel run. I I have sim racing apps that tells me fuel and all that stuff. And sim racing apps was saying I'm in the green. The crew chief portion of it was saying I'm in the green to the end. So I think I was 0.9 to the good of a gallon, or not a gallon, of a lap. So I basically had an extra lap in the tank. So it's like, okay, I can keep clutching it, but I don't have to clutch it as much. I can floor it and get to them. So that's what I did. Got to them quickly enough. I probably should have waited another 5 or so laps before doing that. I probably would have won the race. So just a miscalculation on my part. Should have waited about 5 laps, but I'll know that for next time. Nice learning experience. I've never really been in a true fuel mileage race like this where we definitely had to save the way we had to save tonight. So, yeah, pretty much once I lost the lead on that first run, I was clutching it, entering the turns, and pretty much halfway through the turn, both turns. As soon as I entered the turn, I clutch it, and then I didn't get back on the gas till halfway through the turn. So that's why I didn't really put up a fight to get back to the lead. I was just worried about, okay, I need to get to lap 45. If I can get to 46, great. But ultimately, I only made it to 45. But it was so close.
Well, I'm glad you practice fuel mileage because you do have to go to Phoenix next. So
Yeah,
you might end up with another headache in a second place if you don't figure it out this week.
Oh yeah. We'll figure out Phoenix. I kind of, like I said, this was a real good kind of gauge on how the fuel mileage readings are, and I can kind of take this and move forward if there is another fuel mileage race. Of course, if there's any cautions, they affect all that stuff. So, we'll see. We'll play it by ear as it comes. Yeah, but I did want to say one thing real quick. So my I remember hearing on the broadcast last week that my job is Air Force ambassador for iRacing. That's untrue in a sense. I'm actually contracting, so I work all of the contracts for the U.S. Air Force at the base that I'm at, which is at Seymour Johnson Air Force Base. So I'm a contractor, or not a contractor, but I'm a contract specialist. I write the contracts that contractors use to do work, like build buildings, take out the trash, vacuum, whatever. I write those contracts. So iRacing is basically an additional duty type of deal. I just do it because I love it, and I represent the Air Force because it's something I love to do, especially in the iRacing form. So I just wanted to clear the air there. Also, the leader of Air Force Gaming is Master Sergeant Mike Sullivan. So he is the head honcho of Air Force Gaming, and then we have our own squadrons that branch off of that. We finally got enough Space Force Guardians, is what they're called, I guess, to form their own. So they're still under Air Force Gaming, but there is a Space Force Gaming now. They don't have an iRacing division just yet, but we are talking to some guys in Space Force, so maybe I can get one of them out here, join us for the space, to represent the Space Force side of the house. That'd be pretty cool. But just wanted to clear the air there. So this is not my job. I don't get to do iRacing 24/7. Believe me, I wish I did.
I'm still going to call you friggin' Air Force iRacing ambassador.
That's fine. I'll take it. But yeah, I wish that was my job, man. I'd be on this thing all the time. But but yeah, it's I got some other work I got to do. But I just wanted to clear the air there.
Absolutely. It's always great having you. Congratulations on the podium. I know you love to thank your sponsors, but this time I have to cut you short because there's at least one more guy I want to talk to before we cut this broadcast off.
Yeah, that's fine. So mainly just shouting at Air Force Gaming. I'll do the primary there. We'll get the rest of them maybe the next time I'm in this booth. But thank you guys.
Your next W, I promise you.
Yeah, we'll take it. But yeah, thank you guys for what you do, and I'll see you guys next week.
Yeah, man.
Have a good week.
Yeah, appreciate it.
All right, the guy I do want to talk to, and he's still in here, is Andrew Bisnet.
Yeah,
he had to be thinking the same thing about last week.
Yes.
Hey, Andrew, Tommy up in the booth. You got a read on us?
Hey guys, how's it going?
Hey, Decent finish. I saw just about everybody pit, except for the top three, of course. You came in fourth, the first of the last, so to speak. But we got to ask you, when Zimmerman came by you, you gave him a lot of room there.
Yeah, I don't like getting in the way of the leaders if I don't have to, and pretty much there's not really any time I have to. Unless you're really upset with someone. Even then, I mean, this group's such a great group of people. I couldn't do that to anyone in here. But I saw the grouping. They were all really close to each other, and I had nothing to gain by trying to block them or trying to do anything, and I was doing all I can to make sure I had enough gas to get to the end.
Yeah, man, you did a good job coming in fourth place. I mean, everyone pit except for the top three. The top three, finished a good 20 seconds ahead of anybody else. So, like, you were the best of the gentlemen that did pit.
Yeah, well, when I saw them, I saw some people start coming in on like lap 40, and I was like, I'm not sure they can save enough to get there. And I try to do everything I can to save in some of these races just to be sure.
Mm-hmm.
And just trying to do the math while I'm driving sometimes gets annoying. But all I knew is that if I got to the end of lap 45 and came in at 46, I'd have enough as long as I could draft and clutch it a little bit in the turns. So it worked out. Fourth place is great. I'll take it.
I wanted to make sure we brought you in here. You got a lot of points tonight, man. I think you could be in the running here a couple races. And how do you feel about going into Phoenix next year? It's going to be another race where you got to save fuel.
Well, I mean, I'll have to see what it's like when I get into practice. It all depends on how the car feels, what line I think I can run, and where I am in the running in the practice. If I'm someone where everybody's going to be like, a half a second, 3/4 of a second ahead of me, the leaders, then I know it's just going to be a race to survive. But if I know that I can not destroy my tires, save enough fuel, just make sure I could be around in the end there. Don't get too much damage on the car, and you just got to give yourself the chance there.
So real quick, give you the opportunity to apologize to about 3 or 4 people who you lost a T-shirt for tonight.
Oh, that's true.
They picked you as a winner. You didn't do
Yeah.
it. So would you like to take a moment to apologize to them?
You know what? I do owe them all apologies. I'm glad I had 3 or 4 people that thought I was going to win. That's especially considering I think I was 10th on qualifying and 12th in practice.
You were looking sporty though.
Yeah, you were.
Well, I was flying through the field early, and then I don't know if it was net code or if something happened, but I got just barely into the side of Ethan, and I think it did enough to me at the beginning to where I just couldn't keep going forward, but I could keep pace around. I think I was 6th or 7th or something like that. But if you could stay in the draft and manage the tires, that's what kept me up there. And then just once I realized we were going to be close, I was clutching it going into turns 1 and 2 because I had the most speed to carry. And then even later on, I stayed behind the 15 for a long time, just 2/3 throttle, making sure I got enough gas, and the leaders weren't catching me. So I had nothing. Another one of those. I had nothing to gain, nothing to lose, because the position ahead of us was like 15 seconds ahead of us.
Well, I think they accept your apology.
I'll try to do better next time. I always appreciate the fans, that's for sure. My vote actually was for Ethan Thompson, so on the last lap I was cheering for him, and then he ran out of gas going down the backstretch.
We were just as surprised as you were.
Yeah.
I lost my T-shirt going down the backstretch, but that's okay. It happens.
But no, Andrew, good job getting forward just outside the podium, but I think you'll have something to bring to him next week for sure.
Hey, you know what? Just got to keep the momentum going and not make stupid mistakes like I do in the sports car series, unfortunately.
Hey, good finishes lead to good finishes.
Yes, they do, and I'll take them any way I can get them.
Absolutely, brother. You have a good night, and best of luck next week.
Thanks. Hey, thanks for everything you guys do up there, too.
It's our pleasure. Thank you for your service.
Yes, thank you.
Well, gentlemen, another one. Another last lap battle. That's at least 3 in a row where the last lap was everything.
Yeah. Are you going to be in the booth next week, or are you going to miss it again? Because
I will be.
I'm more than happy to come back up here, because this.
No, you're always welcome back up here.
This is exciting.
You can come in when Andy's feeling better. You can be the third person in our menage a trois.
Oh, thank you. I feel so much better.
I don't think I used that term correctly.
No, not really, but that's all right. I'll take whatever I can get.
We'll
'Cause
have
it's
Andy
a lot
check the
of fun
dictionary
watching
next
these
week.
guys.
No, you're always welcome up here. It's been a pleasure. You were a great substitute. You were a great co-host. Thank you for helping me help Andy save his voice a little bit. I presume Andy will be up here with us next week if he's still listening.
No, I'm still here. I'm not napping yet.
Well, we
yet,
hope
but getting there.
we hope you're feeling better next week. We miss you going. Oh my goodness! Look at him because you really do bring the excitement to the broadcast.
Well, yeah, I tried bring it during the pre-race and that kind of stuff, but man, it's tough to get this head cold garbage and it just it drags you down a little bit. But I was happy to be here tonight. What an awesome race! I mean, just
Absolutely.
excitement.
Oh, yeah.
Unlike, last week we had an excellent finish due to a late caution. But it was a very stretched out field, and that was almost a napping race. But this week was just phenomenally exciting, and even though I was
Yeah,
tired, not feeling well, I did not take a nap.
Yeah, it
Well,
was a
nobody
good
got
one.
away from anybody. It was Causey up front, Zimmerman, Ethan Thomas. They were the class of the field all night long, and they finished 1, 2, 3, and they just put on a phenomenal show again tonight. All
Yeah.
these veterans who come out week after week. We need a little bit more. I mean, we got half a field, so we need 15 more. So tell your friends, tell your neighbors, go to iRacing.com, come out, TDR, Monday nights, 9:30. Let's get this field filled out.
Yeah.
Can get
Shout
involved.
outs to Andrew Bisnet, Jeremy Gaiman coming in the top 5, Lonnie Mixon, who was a crowd favorite, pulling out an 11th out of this race, just outside the top 10. I mean, there was a lot of racing going on, too much to handle, and unfortunately, as always, we always focus up front because these guys bring so much speed. But there was a lot of good racing throughout this entire field.
Yes, definitely. And Michael Smith came home 7th. So after taking a few weeks off and getting back in the car, he managed to bring home a top 10. So it's good to see him back out here, and he was pretty competitive. And it could have been just one caution away from a totally who would be speaking to in the booth. So
One caution, which we did not have.
not
We had
get, but
0 cautions.
yeah, it's a gamble, and Causey, Zimmerman, and Thompson gambled, and they came out on top 1, 2, 3. So congratulations to those guys. Good to see them out here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they did a great job, as did you, Jay. It's a pleasure sitting alongside my substitute.
Yeah, you guys did an awesome job. Appreciate you filling in, Jay. You're welcome up here anytime.
Well, thanks, sir. I do appreciate it.
We will have you every race if you'll be here. I want to take a quick moment to thank our sponsors one more time. Sunny South Raceway for sponsoring Victory Lane, who Joseph Causey was able to visit the Sunny South Raceway Victory Lane tonight. We've got B&B Wraps. Of course, check them out for all your car wrap needs, any stickers, any vinyl printing needs you may have. McConey Setup Shops, as always. Just a phenomenal job with every setup they have. Check us out on Thursday nights, broadcast at TDR iRock. Awesome super late model series. Top 30 drivers in TDR are involved. And McConey provides the setups for each and every one of those races.
And they are fast.
That's right. Finally,
Goodness
Total
gracious.
Business Solutions, our title sponsor for the vets. We thank them for being along. Please go to their website at totalbusinesssolutions.ne.com. Finally,
NE like Northeast.
yes, finally visit the shop. We've got a huge holiday sale going on right now. TylerDRacing.com/shop. Check it out. Go to the holiday sale. All the holiday sale items are in there now. I know there is one. Everybody wanted a t-shirt tonight. There is 3 t-shirts for the price of 2 is one of our holiday sale items.
If you weren't able to win a prize, go buy your own prize. It's that easy. And one last thing to mention is Back Charities is doing a, what do we call it? A teddy bear drive?
Teddy Bear Drive. Teddy Bear 125 right back here at Las Vegas in the Next Gen Cars.
What are the odds? It's like we planned this promo.
Yeah, that was. What are the whew. It's like
December
a mirage in the desert. I'm telling you. Here we
December
go.
5th, I will be in the booth, hopefully alongside Tommy and anybody else who will join me that isn't in the race. Broadcasted live, of course, raising funds for Dayton Children's Hospital. That is Dayton, Ohio. Children's Hospital. We're going to give them some teddy bears, put some smiles on children's faces for the holidays. Go to BACCcharities.com. Put in a donation, $5 a teddy bear.
And if you like this race, I can guarantee that the Las Vegas race for the teddy bears is going to be a circus. Sorry, guys, had to throw in that last pun.
Hold on, I was saving my last pun for the end of the broadcast.
And I think that does it for us, guys.
Does it though? Because I have one last pun I was saving for the end of the broadcast.
Well, it's the end of the broadcast.
All right, come
Tommy,
on,
so-
bring it on, Tommy.
I was going to tell Jay if he plays his cards right, Andy will show him how to work the cameras.
There you go.
Because that really is a lot of fun up there. I wish I could have done it tonight with my internet issues, but running these cameras is a blast in the booth.
Well, I will have to definitely to get a hold of Andy. And thank you guys for everything. I mean, you guys have brought me on board. You've accepted me as family, bringing me in the TDR family. I know I raced with you guys. I know I raced with some guys out there tonight. And everybody, I just want to thank everybody for the welcome that I have received. So I do appreciate everything.
Hey, you haven't wrecked me on track, and you do a great job up here in the booth. We're amigos, my man.
All right, you got it, Tommy. Andy, I know I wrecked you a couple times. I'm sorry, buddy. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm just
you're on the
apologizing on
donation
air.
list now.
I am on the donation list, and I will be getting my bears. So I promise I will make the bears. And there may be redemption for you at Las Vegas, so we'll see.
Well, that does it for us tonight. Remember, tune in next week, next Monday night, same time. We'll be at Phoenix. Our next broadcast is going to be Thursday night for TDR IROC.
I will be here in the booth calling that one, so make sure you join us all back again.
Absolutely. It'll be Jay and Brendan, who have been doing a phenomenal job, so make sure you check them out, support them, give them a shout out when you're on the chat. Congratulations to Joseph Causey on an awesome victory tonight.
Yes, absolutely.
And that wraps us up. So I thank everybody for tuning in tonight on YouTube. Make sure you join us again next week.